You could get a new administration, and you're still going to have long-term these forces that are being, it's not Biden, it's ESG, it's the green lobby, it's the global perception that we're going to run out of hydrocarbons and we need to transition to renewable energy. So we could have a couple of years of a totally different administration. And 5-10 years from now, that's still going to be looming, and it's still going to be very difficult for corporate managers in that business to make long-term plans. It's not going to go away regardless of who's in the White House or Congress.
Joe, I'm very biased. I hope we have a new administration in 2026 and certainly have a
2024.
Well, in 2024, 2026, all through that period of time, and we have a different Congress, which I am very confident that's going to happen. But I think here's the issue. The world is starting to understand better that fossil fuels are going to be a part of our future, that having fossil fuels there and the flourishing of the people, the flourishing of the citizens, their lifestyles, their ability to live a comfortable life. Fossil fuels are going to be right at the base of that. And you're seeing the European Union, you're seeing the world kind of understand that. And the John Kerrys and all the crazy woke left is now recognizing that, we probably overplayed our hand here a bit. There's a great book out, Alex Epstein, Fossil Future, that I highly recommend people read, absorb, that fossil fuels are going to play a very important role in the future. And regardless of what I think the ESG movement is going to come, it's going to go. It's not going to be long term in the decision-making process, I think, in the world. So that's my read on it. You got to have fossil fuels if you're going to have a world worth living.
Asking a lot of poor countries and lesser developed countries to make all these sacrifices, while Germany is going to probably have to go back to coal or natural gas, or all the developed countries, China, India, all the more developed countries are going to do what they need to do to take care of their citizens, and we're asking countries that are in no position to pay for renewable or to make that transition. We're asking that, and that's going to come to the fore as well. What do you think of going to Saudi Arabia? Even Ro Khanna, who's a friend of the show, a congressman, he even said, Mr. President, you're going to Saudi Arabia to ask for oil, and you're exporting some oil to China. Does that make sense?
Well, it doesn't. I think, as a matter of fact, Al Jazeera even had a column today that said that Biden was having a hard time explaining why he was going to Saudi Arabia. And, when you have people on both sides of the political aisle, like myself and the congressman, that are basically saying, look, what are you doing? My perspective is Saudi Arabia is an ally. They're a country we closely work with. And if Biden wants to bring down the cost of gasoline, and that's the real issue here, that his administration is, ask your domestic oil and gas industry to, increase their production. Send them a message. We did this back in the Trump years. When you think about it, Joe, the permitting side of it, the regulatory side of it. Trump said, for every new regulation you come with, you got to get rid of 2. So the industry started seeing real clear messages from the White House that, listen, they're not going to overregulate us. They're not going to just come in here with an EPA that's crazed. And thank God we got a Supreme Court now that's addressed this EPA issue. And hopefully a lot of the federal government will get the message of, listen, this isn't your business. If Congress doesn't specifically say you go address this area, whether it's with our nuclear energy, small modular reactors, I happen to think need to be overseen by states rather than by an agency that hadn't allowed for the permitting of a nuclear reactor in 40 plus years. So I think we're at a real inflection point in this country about the states getting back, using their 10th Amendment rights to decide which direction they're going to go in a lot of different areas. And that's what our founding fathers looked at. That's what they wanted. 50, in this case now, 50 laboratories of innovation, of which the citizens in those states will make these interesting decisions.